Hey, this is Lucas Markwart for the TDN. We are providing on-site coverage of the Longines Hong Kong International races, sponsored by IRT Horse Transport. It is Thursday, December 5th. We've been following the American King Kreesa all week. The 4-year-old continues to improve in recent days, it seems, after a rush ship over from the U.S. He just did some light work today on the all-weather. The barrier draw was held today in Sha Tin's walking ring. King Kreesa's trainer Jeremiah Englehart had to endure a long wait before being called to draw King Kreesa's post position. He was the second to last trainer to pick, and with just 2 options left, was glad to get the 11 hole.
Well, coming into the draw, I wanted to be kind of 8 and in without being the 1. I was anxiously waiting as to see my name get drawn, and then when the only 2 options were 11 and 14, 11 sounded great when I drew the 11, so I'm happy with that. He's won from the 11 hole before, so we'll go with it.
King Kreesa won last year's spectacular bid stakes facing New York breds at Belmont from the 11. He won that 7-furlong race in gate-to-wire style. We asked Englehart about tactics here.
Well, I think that the biggest thing what we want to do in the race is just make him comfortable, whether it's on the lead or whether he's second or third. We want to keep him clear and comfortable. Mike can take a nice long hold, and that seemed to work in the last race in the Mohawk. So I think what we want to do is when we hit the straight, we want to kind of be, getting ready to gear up and for our big kick at the end.
King Kreesa may be a New York bred, but he's shown he can compete against the very best. He ran Wise Dan to a length and a quarter in the Grade 2 4-star Dave over the summer. He was not nominated to the Breeders' Cup, however, and the invitation from Hong Kong officials proved irresistible.
When we were approached by the Hong Kong Jockey Club after the 4-star Dave, it was kind of in the back burner that we thought that we might come to the race. Without him being Breeders' Cup nominated, it was going to be a lot just to pay the supplemental fee to have to run against Wise Dan again. So they they wanted us to come over, and the owners kind of thought that would be a great experience, and the horses handled it just fine. So overall, couldn't be happier to be here.
King Kreesa did have a couple of minor issues with the ship, however.
Yeah, when he first shipped in, he spiked a little bit of a fever. His white blood cell count went up. But within a couple days, everything seemed to be coming back down. So the vets here with the Hong Kong Jockey Club did a phenomenal job getting him ready. And they were telling me to be a little cautious in his training. I wanted to go, and they were kind of saying slow. And I'm glad I did, because he came around just fine. Matter of fact, we didn't even take any blood work today because everything seems to be just normal. So it's great.
It's already been a breakout year for Englehart. The former Finger Lakes trainer got his first Grade 1 victory when Ria Antonia was put up in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies in November.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed in the last couple of months from winning the Breeders' Cup with Ria Antonia. King Kreesa's had a stellar year. From New York bred standards, I mean, he's probably the best New York bred turf horse there right now. But yeah, everything's kind of picked up for me the last couple months, and to be here on the international stage kind of makes me realize how small we are on the map as far as from an American standpoint. There's so much more out there. So I'm really going to try to soak in this experience and try to learn as much as I can from an international standpoint and take it back home with me. And I'm really happy to be here.
Englehart said he hopes more Americans make the trip.
I'd love to see more Americans, come to the international stage in Hong Kong. There's so many things that we worry about when we worry about winning. It's kind of a different atmosphere when you get to the international stage. It's not. I mean, everyone wants to win, don't get me wrong, but, even if you put forth a good performance, some people can chalk that up to, hey, you know what, we'll get them again next time. But I'd love to see some of the bigger name horses and outfits come over internationally to represent the United States. I think it'd be good for racing, and I think you'll see it in the years to come.